I thought of you because, like, a chef to me, and I imagine to a lot of people, is such a underrated job.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking of Michelin star chefs.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? But again, it's like, literally you're an unsung hero because people take it for granted when they go to Wetherspoons or wherever, get a meal. Even if they do like it, I don't think they actually go on and think, that chef was sick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For him to make this and probably make it how many times a day, and it be this type of quality. What made you want to do that?
So for me, going back on like I was on talking about families and upbringing, I didn't get a food background upbringing like you may think. Like my nan died when I was young, and she was like the baker of the family, the cook of the family. My mum didn't take any of that on board, unfortunately.
Yep.
And my dad was working steelworks, and he was doing 14-hour shifts.
Yep.
When he was off, he might knock up a spag bowl, a steak. There were no influence there.
Yeah.
To chef. It was just like a natural. I'd watch him. I'd spend a bit of time over the stove, over the checking, just tasting things. And like a lot of like processed food these days, they don't even have the basic seasons of salt and pepper or being able to identify that in food.
Yeah.
And I learned that from 14. Then I was at St Bernard's doing food tech, and at the time, obviously, not to go too much into it, but family was a bit uproar. Mum and dad weren't getting on, things like that, GCSEs, normal things. And it was just something I dove into and really found I'm good at this.
Yeah.
And that was only at the age of 15. And then at 16, I was working in a working men's club, Greaves Working Men's Club, as a glass collector. But because my dad was so proud of what I was doing, I'd go to his mate's house. I'd cook him spag bowl, or I'd do apple pies and just basic stuff. And then I found a love of what they were saying about my food was, oh my God, we've never had something like this. And it sparked something.
Yeah, definitely. The encouraging a young person to do something that they do genuinely enjoy and to give them that praise and appreciation has such a profound effect. And again, I don't think people realise this. I think people are society's made parents too busy to tell the child or young person, you've done really well at this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I can see you doing this if you really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, it just spiralled off to, I went to culinary school, did 3 years at RCAT, chefing. Started, my first chef job was actually back in the day when Meadowhall had Mama Malfi. Where TGI Fridays used to be. And that used to be a 150-seater restaurant. I was a 16-year-old lad working on a pasta section, which was absolutely slammed every lunchtime and every night. And then also on top of that, dealing with the older chefs that there were back in the day, rough around the edges.
Yeah, what they probably
now
perceive as like what Gordon Ramsay portrays.
Yeah,
like
or
really
like your big chefs. Yeah, like when Marco Pierre White, and it was a big, this is how you should be. No, you can treat people better and still get that respect back and get the work ethic back.
Yeah.
But at 16, you don't know. And I was working solidly. And at first I was like, wow, this is a shock. What do I do? Because it's weird. So, a busy service, and still to this day, chefs around myself, you'll know what you've got booked in, and you'll already have pre-anxiety inside, and you will feel sick to your stomach, like, oh my God, I've got to cook that many meals. And it's weird because then when service starts and you're flowing, something just clicks.
Yeah.
And then you're in the element, you're in your zone.
It's sort of like a performer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I imagine performers get that before they go on stage.
Yeah,
then when they're on stage and they're engaging in what they're doing, it all, like I say, it bleeds away, and then you just focus, you concentrate, and you're in it.
Yeah.
You just sort of almost not robotic, but like say you're in
you're in
like
the zone.
autopilot.
You're in the zone. And in that zone, most people that are getting a plate of food inside them, or they won't understand that the chef's probably tasted that dish 4 times to check seasonings, making all the garnishes hot. Probably to prepare one plate of food, 10, 15 minutes maybe, or less, depending on the dish or the protein. You you are looking at so many different thought processes to create that. And even when you get to the plate, then you're putting things on the plate where you want to put things. What goes with what garnish seasons or makes one better. Like, there is so many thought processes that go through just for one plate of food.
Yeah. And then, I say that age, what, you were 16?
Yeah.
So obviously, you essentially, you've started your career.
Yeah.
You've gone through college. You've had to deal with just everything else about being that age. Do you know what I mean? Figuring out if this is really what you want to do, what type of person you want to be, the people you want to be around.
Exactly.
Did you feel that pull, like I said, to, certain friends might have broke off, stopped going to college, started going downtown, drinking, doing drugs. Did you feel that pull from straight, Matt, you coming out, we're doing this or
Don't get me wrong, when I was in my early 20s, I were a bit of a town lad. Like, I'd go out, I'd go to work, I'd be feeling rough, I'd still do the shift, but I'd feel rough. Like any late teen, early 20-year-old, I did get the pull of that. And a lot of my friends that were, so obviously my school friends and stuff, they were like, oh, let's go out. And yeah, you fall into the, oh yeah, okay, that's fine, I'll go to work next day, it's fine. But then I felt rubbish, and then I shouldn't have probably done it, but I did. But my chefing mates were all in the same thought process. They were all working in the kitchens and stuff like that. And my best mate was a fantastic chef. And, we all did the same. And I don't know, we just sort of like still, we burnt the candle at both ends, which we shouldn't have done, but we did.
Yeah.
The pull was there, we still went out, but we'd get up and we'd go to work and we'd do 12-hour shift and do it.
That reminds me of sort of the work ethic I remember seeing when I was younger with other adults. Do you know what I mean? They'd go out from Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
You could tell they'd feel absolutely terrible, but they'd still go to work.
Yeah.
But like when I was, between like 20 and 25, I feel like our generation was like, I feel shit, I'm not going to work.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like that actual, but I feel the people I seen were probably parents. They're like this. I can't not go. I can't.
This is my let out.
Yeah, I couldn't not provide. Do you know what I mean? There's a financial incentive for me to make sure I go to work every day, regardless of how I feel.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that again you had friends that were doing the same thing, helped massively.
Yeah.
When I did college, I did youth work. I did a youth work apprenticeship, and I did have. Luckily, I knew people that did the apprenticeship with me, so that were good. But as you can imagine, because it was such a niche role and industry, like I said, my friends were working in bars or working at restaurants or, just your basic entry-level jobs. So I didn't have a lot of people around me outside of that setting to keep me on it. Do you know what I mean? To keep me focused and want to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I did, it probably wouldn't have gone anywhere right now because funding for young people has gone out the window. And we wonder why young people are why they are.
Exactly.
What was your first, like, what level of chefs is there? Because obviously everyone knows head chef and sous chef.
Mm-hmm.
But what's, do you know what I mean?
So to call it a pecking order. So obviously this does depend on the business. Like if it's a thriving business or they've got multiple, not like chain, but if they've got like multiple independent businesses, you might have an executive chef.
Yeah.
Which is basically the top. A chef that's doing the ordering, doing the management of all the other establishments, as well as maybe being at one.
Yeah.
So head chef times two, call it.
Yeah.
Then you've got head chef. Then when I've worked in obviously the Michelin star side of things, I've worked in some high-end a la carte restaurants, and you do get a lot of like, I don't know if it's just more opportunity for the staff that are working there, but a lot of places will go like senior sous, junior sous.
Yeah.
So like 3 deputies instead of just being head chef sous.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And now it's also started going, so the sous chef is basically the deputy of the head chef. The head chef's not there, the sous chef or the head sous chef is running the kitchen basically in his absence. Then you go from sous chef to a chef de partie. So these are all like French terms because classically cooking started in France and then they've taken a lot from that, and these, so to speak, job roles come from that. So chef de partie is someone that's in charge of a section. So you'll have a larder, which is hot starters, starters. You'll have a grill section. You'll have a sauce section. Well, obviously it depends on the kitchen.
Yeah.
But it'll go to someone that's in charge of a section.
Yeah.
Of the kitchen, and then yet again, it can have different forms of junior CDP, senior CDP. It depends on the kitchen, but basically, I think that to me is, if someone's at a good level, then it's maybe their way of a progression.
Yeah.
Chain, and then from CDP you go to commie, which is someone that may start in a section but isn't confident enough to run it or organise it, or this, obviously the chef de partie will run it, but then they'll have like a helper.
Yeah.
So you've got a commie chef who's chopping, prepping, doing whatever the head chef or any of the chefs need basically for the sections.
Yeah.
So that's like the sort of like the bottom, and then you've got KP. So KP is a kitchen porter. So your pot washer, could be a head KP. I worked at Cricket Inn at Tot Lane Door before COVID. Really nice establishment that I worked there, and they had a head KP who'd been there long enough, but they thought it were enough to give him more than minimum wage, but still be in charge of the KPs below him and the section and the cleaning products and all that. And then on top of that, you've got pastry chef, which is someone that's dedicated to the pastry section, desserts, afternoon teas, you name it, any sort of sweet, or even if there's sweet products that fall into other dishes, which you might find. Like when I worked at Pipe and Glass, the pastry chef would not only do the afternoon teas, they would also maybe do a sweet tart that went with a venison dish.
Yeah.
So everyone's sort of like pulling in all different angles to meet the end goal of the menu.
Yeah.
Basically. And then you've got breakfast chef, which also yet again depends on the establishment. So if it's a hotel, boutique hotel, even just a nice lodge sort of pub that's got some rooms, you have a breakfast chef as well.
Right.
So there is a lot of different roles, obviously.
Yeah, and I imagine that's where the saying "too many chefs in the kitchen" comes from. But again, people who've not either worked in the kitchen or tried to understand it, it might be new to them to realise it's essentially a conveyor belt of workers and food. Do you know what I mean? A plate will start here, like say this person's doing this on this section, then he moves it on to that person in that section. Our reporter for the Maynard at Grindleford, my sister were I think she ended up being duty manager. So she said, there's a job there. I think I only work 1 day a week. And that environment, I was shocked. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I didn't really, you think for a chef, and obviously your mind goes to people who are established, Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver.
You go for your natural.
Yeah. But it doesn't, them people, again, unless you've, researched and looked into them, that is a chef, but that is generally the head chef or quote unquote the celebrity chef.
Yeah.
But there's always a team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like the team aspect is very much understated. Do you know what I mean? People just say, oh yeah, it's the head chef, this and blah blah. But when it's not the high intensity part of a day, there's a great sense of camaraderie almost, because again, you are all aiming to the same goal. From the porter to the head chef, you basically, do you know what I mean? You're wanting for when that dish goes out to be the best experience it can be.
That diner can have.
I mean, the first time I heard like the head chef that worked that hotel, lose it and throw some, I was like, oh my god, it's real.
Yeah.
I thought that was just TV.
No.
I ended up, I think, I can't remember if it was on YouTube or TV, but I remember watching something about Marco Pierre, Heston Blumenthal, and Gordon Ramsay, and like how they start and go up. And it is crazy how France has this massive impact in the culinary world. You know what I mean? And it's weird that we're at a point now where you think basics like you say salt and pepper are still missed Do you know what I mean? Some people don't understand how much salt and pepper can change and add to a quality of a dish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So then when you start getting further into it, to different herbs and spices, turmeric, coriander, thyme, basil, all that, and you can make something that's just amazing. But watching like say all these now massive chefs tell the same story of it starts at home. I enjoyed cooking, whatever it is, and it always goes back to France.
Always.
Like
That's a staple.
I can't think of an industry that does that. What it's essentially pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you really want to be a good chef, you have to do the pilgrimage of going to France and being in their environment and their world of it.
See, that's the thing as well. So if you're in, say, like you're in Rotherham, you're in Sheffield, you've just left college. There's loads of opportunities now where, yeah, it started in France, and yeah, the best chefs have been through France. But like Marco Pirati didn't go to France; he was Yorkshire and Italian.
Yeah,
he never went to France, and that's why he had that sort of thing against Gordon, because Gordon went to Le Grave Roche in France, and they usually have gone through the main French kitchens. But what I'm saying is basically is they've gone to France, they've done that, they've taken that, and then they've gone from there and they've gone to London. So now what you'll get, or what you could get, is chefs from Rotherham, Sheffield, Doncaster, come out of culinary school, might get a stage, they go to London.
Yeah.
And instead of going to France and making that journey to France, they don't need to.
Yeah, they don't.
Because it's already been
taken
done by
from
France
else
and brought to London.
Yeah.
Or another restaurant or what have you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which it has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
You know, well, I say it's cheaper. I've never been to London.
I have been once.
I imagine it's about roughly fucking same to just get down to London. Possibly, you know, you're probably going to need accommodation if you're serious about it and all that stuff.
Places might put you up.
Yeah.
Well, you might be lucky, like some nice restaurants that you. So a stage is basically you're just volunteering. They don't have to really pay you.
Yeah.
But they will usually pay you, and then you can stay on site. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. They will break you.
Yeah.
But what you get at the end of it is something you couldn't have asked for.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's definitely a unsung hero, the chef, and the team of a kitchen. What dish do you like to do, or like the most proud of?
Okay. So for me personally, like at home, so people that are on my social media will probably laugh about this because it's always appearing on there. But it's so simplistic, but again, it's what you put into it. And it's actually like a craving, to be fair, I have on my day off. So it's a pasta aioli, spaghetti, garlic and chili, king prawn and green, or spaghetti.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Absolutely stunning. And all it is, slicing garlic, chopping parsley, grating parmesan, slicing chili, and having pasta, and using pasta water and butter and making things nice, obviously, with that. And that's it. And all you're doing is 5 minutes, everything cooked, serve it up, eat it, and it's gorgeous. That's my own personal craving. A dish that I've been proud of. So there is quite a few, so it's quite hard to pick just one. I might just go on recent because when I'm designing menus, specials at work or things like that, I will try and do it as seasonal as possible.
Yeah.
And just after Christmas, so deer is very in season.
Yep.
So I did a nice venison loin on some pickled radishes, like a braised red cabbage, a nice fondant, a nice lamb's liver and venison sauce, like reduced down to like a demi, the thick jus.
Yep.
And then topped it with nice textures as well. And after plating it and done my herb oil, put micro herbs on it, I looked back and I thought, wow, I've just created that.
Yeah.
Venison's cooked perfectly.
Yeah.
And the customer's feedback was outstanding.
Yeah. Again, that makes it all worthwhile. And again, it reaffirms that the love that you have for doing this thing is appreciated by somebody. You know what I mean? There's so many people out there that, and they just don't care.
No.
Like even if it is like a good meal and it has probably been cooked well, and they're either just too uneducated or they just got no enjoyment of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was nice, cool.
That's the generation we are getting though now.
Yeah.
It is that attitude, and it's a shame really because you really have to dig deep to find these secret passions, because what's the point if you don't?
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. And for you know what I mean, for someone to go out of the way to then make sure that you get that feedback is so, again, like, reassuring to you that you're in the right place. You know what I mean? Like, I think the only time I've genuinely said, "Can you tell the person who made this that it was very good?" We went to Hickory's.
Okay, yeah.
And I had gumbo for the first time.
Oh yeah, lovely.
And I was like, that is
Fire.
that needs to come
Yeah.
and be an English dish, because that is a perfect winter dish. You know what I mean? It's got that nice, I wouldn't say spicy, it's kick. Do you know what I mean? Just that little bit of heat.
Hum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a stew. It's just a stew with, like, meat that, you know, I mean, has been prepared in a certain way. There were I had chicken and sausage in it.
Have prawns in it as well. Sometimes I have big prawns.
I don't think.
Yeah, again, it can go from the very.
But this were a starter one.
Yeah.
So I think I didn't. There were one meat of it. I don't remember the sausage or chicken that I didn't. It might have been imported because obviously different countries have different regulations on food, and it was just, I don't know, it just was something off about it.
Gritty.
Yeah,
I would say it's probably the sausage.
Yeah, but the other part of it, I enjoyed it. Like, drank the freaking the stew at the end.
Got the bowl.
Yeah, at the end I thought, I just ordered this as a main.
Yeah.
But then I got what I think we call carnivore tray.
Oh yeah.
Which were a bit of older meat.
Older barbecue.
And that were amazing. And that really set in. I'm like, I need to find good barbecue places.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Big Smoke before it closed. Can't even tell you what I had. Can't even tell you what I had, because yeah, it was weren't. Do you know what I mean? Like, should have just been a freaking Witherspoons.
Like, I'm not gonna put businesses down or when they're trying and stuff like that, but as a chef, like, you'd probably think that I'm gonna go to a restaurant, I'm really picky, I'm really, like, stripping it apart. But I don't, to be fair. I have the mutual respect for the people that are doing it back there.
Yeah.
And what it is I'll inform them if something isn't right, just for their own mind's sake, to make it better.
Yeah.
As in, like, if I found a piece of blue glove or meat string or something like that.
Yes.
I'd just advise, like, maybe you need to check that mix because I found this.
Yeah.
But I don't want anything knocking off the bill.
Yeah.
But with Big Smoke, like, I went a couple of times and I found out, and I knew the butchers that were supplying them, and to say Big Smoke, they didn't even have a smoker.
Yeah.
They were using liquid smoke.
Yeah.
It were under seasoned. It were rush job as well, I think, just to try and yet again perform Rotherham into a bit better light. So at the time I was working at George Wright Boutique Hotel, where we just opened our restaurant downstairs, and we were busy. And I just used to get people saying Big Smoke's rubbish.
Yeah.
So,
and evidently it shows, because I think it was open for about 4 years.
Yeah, and it was quiet and dead for the last year.
Yeah,
no one was in.
When we went, it weren't really busy. Do you know what I mean? But that, have you been to Rancheros on Stag?
I've not, no, not yet.
That looks all right. I keep thinking, I want to go there, but life does what life does, and you give yourself justifications why you shouldn't go spend that money or take time away from this and this and this.
Yeah, understood.
Where do you go? Where's your go-to place to eat? Yeah.
This is a tough one. Recently been twice, and I would say it's definitely my go-to. I love pasta, absolutely love it. Grazie in Sheffield on Leopold Square, just a new open restaurant. They've got a sister tapas Italian restaurant just on the corner. So as you're coming out of Leopold Square, you can't miss it. It's Grazie. 20 seats inside.
What's the tapas place called? I've been to a tapas place on Leopold Square.
It's literally. It's not Cubanas. It's not that. I come out of Leopold Square, and it's literally on the corner. And just before it, you'll see this place called Grazie. Right. Sheffield Italian family, going from nonna's Italian recipes, brought it to their own kitchen, created a pizza place. I think they've got 3 places, but this Grazie is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't fault it. They change the dish, change the menu every month or 2 months. I have the same one, which is it's a king prawn yet again, but it's it's an Induja spicy lemon mascarpone, and they make all the pasta in house. It's all fresh, and it's just the best best plate of food I've had.
Yeah, I
And I
definitely
can't
agree,
knock
'cause
it.
my wife loves pasta, and I
You
love
need to go.
prawns.
You need to go.
I love prawns. I even like seafood. Do you know when you see like American seafood broils? I
The
look at
bag.
that and I'm like,
You should
oh
put
my
the
god,
bag in.
that looks amazing.
I would. I
And
think.
then we went to Butlins a few years ago, and I thought I want lobster,
Mm,
and I went and got it off the like the street vendor, like,
Yeah.
the English street vendor. It's just a truck,
Yeah.
and it weren't right nice. But I think that was because I had it cold.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
If
if
you
it was a prepared dish, I'd have probably enjoyed it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really do like seafood. I'm not a fan of like mussels and cockles and stuff like that. I'll don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like my sister used to love them. She used to always have jars of them, and I'd eat them. But it wouldn't be something that I go out and buy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like crab sticks.
See, I love mussels, but obviously done in a broth in a hot pan, and you just scooping that sauce out. It's There's thing is as well, like when we're saying about the broil bag, I think I'd love to just go to New Orleans. And
go to the American South and really and indulge in how they do it. And again, as a chef,
cooking,
and as a chef, I imagine you would be talking to the cook.
100%. I'd be going behind there and seeing what they're doing.
Yeah. So, do you watch a lot of food content?
Yeah.
Is it really all encompassing in your life?
Yeah, I feel like it does probably take over 80% of my life, which don't leave a lot of room for much else. But yeah, like, so when I'm off work, I'll menu plan, I'll seasonal plan, I'll just go on YouTube and watch Follows in London.
Yeah.
And I'll watch Josh Wiseman from America, and I'll watch all these different types of foods that they're doing, or showing you how to do stuff. Like Follows is really good for new chefs that start out, because they'll just show you how to do something from scratch to finish.
Yeah.
And show you all the technique in there from a professional kitchen. So I do watch. I do like my chill time is getting my iPad, sticking it on the magnet to the fridge, cooking my own food while watching food content. That's my pastime.
People might think, oh, that sounds fucking overwhelming and boring, but food ain't gonna break your heart.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Food's not gonna let you down at all. Do you know what I mean? And again, there's so much variety and different things that you can do to it to keep it constantly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're watching stuff, you get an inspiration. You realise, no, that you can do this to this. Like I'd love to be a confident chef.
Yeah.
I am fucking terrible cook.
I'll give you like a masterclass if you want some time.
I'm an absolutely terrible cook. So have you seen the smashed potatoes like people do?
Yeah.
I tried doing that. Oh god, it went so bad.
How did you do that?
I don't know. I don't know if it was on potatoes, if I did. I don't know. Yeah, I boiled the potatoes, and I went and smashed them, and they just came apart. Like they just fully came apart. I'm like,
so you've overboiled them.
Probably, yeah. I did boil them for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm doing the stab test, and I'm like, it's not coming off. It's done when it comes off the knife or the knife comes out of it.
Yeah.
So when the knife come out of it, I probably overcooked it by about 20 minutes.
But it's a mashed potato.
No, he still didn't. It was still parts of it that were fucking hard. And I just committed to it. I'm like, well, it's only for me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't dare fucking feed this to somebody. So I did it all, put Caesar, put cheese on it and whatnot.
Made it nice, put cook.
I really tried to make it nice.
Yeah.
And like my presentation for a plate, dog shit. Like I even something I might be confident in, like, spaghetti bolognese or something like that. To try and make it look appealing, I'm not confident with that. But it's really weird because when I was in school, I took food tech as an option because I really enjoyed it. And I used to get a lot of positive feedback in school from when doing it.
Yeah.
But I think it was the structure of, like a mock kitchen that did benefit me. You know what I mean? I would make sure I had all the measurements and all the correct ingredients and all that. And now that honest passion about it. Yeah, I'm going to follow this recipe and make sure it's, because I want it to come out like that.
You want it to look like the picture.
Yeah. It's not, I don't have that in me anymore. My wife's the cook and she did get that. Do you know what I mean? She does.
Yeah.
She is making sure all measurements are right and stuff. And since we started calorie counting and realising, wow, you don't need as much as you think to make a certain dish or to make something have enough flavour.
No, 100%.
And it were... I massively appreciate that she does do that. But that's like one of my resolutions for this year is to try and really cook once a month. But my goal is to do it where I'm consistently happy with my meal where I can think, do you know what? Now I'm going to make this for my family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So keep trying testing one dish. Just keep doing it until one, you just nail it at the end. And then once you've nailed it, then that's when you can be like, right, I'll add something new to it. But don't try and bastardize something or change something without getting the full foundation of it right first.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah. I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see.
We'll take you back to when you were younger. Like, yeah, I remember doing that. Don't worry, it does get better.
See, I didn't. I think for me, I didn't used to focus so much on plating until working in the 1-star, and now I feel like that takes more. Like I put more time into making it look so more presentable and to a fine dining aspect now than what I do more on flavour. So now I've got best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But I think with me in my career as well, so 20 years being a chef now, and like the first 10 to 15 years, I was doing good food.
Yeah.
I can't fault it. I was still doing good food. People were happy. When I went to the 1-star place and got my ass kicked for like 7 or 8 months, never doing Michelin star before, but then still keeping the head above water, still doing the service, still smashing it. New Year's Eve evening, we did 250 covers.
Ooh, that's a
and
busy,
it's fine
busy
dining.
day.
It's all everything is. Yeah, everything's absolutely
Michelin star. So,
Michelin star. We can't afford. No one can afford to lose that star.
Yeah.
We could have a food critic in at any point.
Yeah.
So the standards will never drop, obviously. But I think after coming out of that and getting beasted so much, even mid-30s, I came out with that from being a chef to there to being a chef to there now.
Yeah.
And it's not arrogance. I've cracked the code.
Yeah.
I've worked so now with the food, the maths, the science, why things belong in places. I've cracked the code now. So now I can bastardize things to make them what you wouldn't usually expect. But then you're like, oh, fucking hell, wow.
Yeah. You've got the experience.
And now I've got the confidence too with that.
Yeah. And again, to make it look appealing.
Yeah.
To where you might see sort of think, I know that don't belong, but it looks like it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't even put garlic bread with a fucking pasta dish and make it look, oh yeah, that goes there. Like, the latest innovation. Yeah, the latest innovation I've had in my culinary life is I started putting cheese on garlic bread. You know what I mean? And even I did it the other day, and I'm sorry, I chucked it in fucking microwave to make it melt, and it basically just dissolved into it.
Yeah. Like, and then you had the hard edges.
Yeah, of course. I'm like, oh, fuck this up, but it's only for me, so I'm going to eat it. You know what I mean? I need the sustenance.
You still need to eat, right?
Yeah, it's cooking's a funny old thing, but I'm hoping I can get to that point where I'm confident as to where if my wife's not at home and I'm with the kids for whatever reason, she knows I can cook them a meal. Do you know what I mean? And I'd like something so simple as your kids watching you cook. You tell them, oh, do you want to try this? Oh, will you pass that? It has such an influence. Do you know what I mean? It's bonding between your kids. It's teaching them a life skill that everyone needs. I don't care how much people say, well, I can just order it now.
No.
Pretend there's going to be a day where you can't.
Money.
Yeah.
It costs a fortune.
Be it money or the service isn't available. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, COVID probably fucking ruined that for people. Because, like, well, it's always available, mate. I were able to order food to my house when it was illegal to go outside. So it's never not going to happen.
But it was like 30 quid for 2 people.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
That's what I mean.
Ridiculous.
And the money's sky high then. So
yeah. Hey, it got you on time though. Do you know what I mean? No one was saying, no, your order's 15, 20 minutes late because it got to you. The roads were clear. Fuel went down to less than £1 a litre. It was fucking lovely.
Yeah.
That was probably the only good thing COVID did.
Yeah, I would say it's got to have one positive.
Yeah, it did. So apart from food, what other interests do you have?
So I've so like I said, on my days off I do a lot of planning, so to speak.
On my days off I work, essentially.
Yeah. Do a lot of planning. But and then I just, like I said, I like my time. I spend obviously there's only me and my mum, so I treat her, I take her out, I cook a tea, we'll go for a walk.
Yep.
I'll do that. I've started going back to the gym again because I'm like, I miss it and I used to do it quite a lot.
Yeah. So, when you don't go, it's a weird one with gym. I feel like you've got tattoos, so I feel like it's the same sort of feeling. Do you know after you've got a tattoo?
Yep.
I feel if you don't book again within a 3-month period, you can go years without going back because you're over it now.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with gym. I went on holiday last year to Mallorca, and I said, son, I'm going to go to the gym there. But the gym was dog shit, so there's no point. I don't even feel safe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there were times of the day where I was like, I missed that pump. I missed that feeling of I've been to the gym.
Yeah.
And then when I got back and went to the gym, I realised I was weak. I weren't able to do the weights that I were doing before.
So you got to build back up to it again. So you feel like you've lost a peg.
Yeah. And the recovery time doubled. I was like, I am not doing this. I am not going to the gym for longer than 2 weeks again. And if I can't go to a gym, I'm doing it at home.
Yeah.
Because I can't, just like I said, the recovery and the weakness, I'm not doing it. And like I said, it's sort of same with a tattoo. You think, right, if I leave it too long, I'm going to get it in my head how much it hurt, rather than remembering, oh yeah, I've got a nice new tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Nice ring.
What gym did you start with?
So I used to go to Time Motion, and then
that had a sauna, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Before it closed, which randomly closed out of nowhere. It was a decent gym, and then now I go to Gym Group. To be fair, I was pondering on, because I'm from Kimberworth, so I was pondering on Oasis, but
see, I was the same. So I started at the Leisure Centre.
Yeah.
I think 23-ish. 2023, not when I was 23. Because I thought, right, I've always dabbled in gym from since my school got a gym. I think like the year before I left, and I couldn't stick with it. Tries the ADHD commitment things are fucking very difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, I've got kids now. I know I need to work on my health. I don't want to be one of these parents that is out with the kids and the kids are running circles around them, and I'm just unfit. Do you know what I mean? So I started at the Leisure Centre, which was great because I had the pool within the membership. I could use the pool, could use the sauna, use the gym. I could use all the sports club.
I love the swimming pool.
I love the swimming pool, but I'm a fucking terrible swimmer. I can't do breaststroke for shit. Yeah, because I just fucking sink. So everything's have to be freaking overhand. So just to do 2 lengths, I'm almost drowning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a lot of energy.
Drowning halfway through.
Yeah, it's not a form that facilitates a calm swim. Do you know what I mean? It's like 50% or 100% just to get. So I stopped swimming. I stayed there for a year. I rapidly I'd committed to it. Then I started at JD. I was there for about 8 months, and the price went up on a sly one. So I left there, went to Gym Group, and I've just left Gym Group and gone back to JD.
Oh, okay.
Gym Group Bargate?
Yeah.
It's a decent gym. Don't get me wrong. It's I feel like it's like a
versatile, isn't it?
It's like an intermediate gym.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you don't want to go to a leisure centre, but you want an actual gym. But I feel like
you can do what you need to do.
You can, but I feel like after, again, depending on what your outcome is, you know, if you're saying you want to change how your body looks, I feel like you get to a point at Gym Group where you're like, right, I need to go to a
proper one.
Proper gym. Do you know what I mean? And I think JD is the next step to that.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're thinking about like Ultraflex, maybe Everlast.
Yeah, and then you go to like where they've got the welded actual dumbbells. They're all just pure steel, where the big boys are at.
Madhouse.
Yeah,
the one that's just opened.
Yeah.
Like, me and my friend went there. We've been twice, and that is a very old school
total
gym
rebuild.
Yeah, I used to go there years and years.
And I went to college.
I must have been about 18. I used to go there, but again, back then I didn't have enough knowledge on what I needed. You know what I mean? I was just doing your basics of bicep curls, tricep, shoulder press. I didn't understand rep range and sets and all. I was just going. So I got a gym. Do you know what I mean? I think I was paid for a membership there, and after 3 months of not going, I'm like, why am I wasting money? I'm just paying for something for no. Someone's laughing at me.
Chucking money.
Yeah, and then I left there, and I don't think I went to the gym properly for about another 3-4 years. But then, because I'd been smoking from such a young age, I'd not developed weight properly, so I was always pretty slim. You know what I mean? I thought I was a shit. You know what I mean? I had a 6-pack, so I'm like, I need to go to the gym. But at the same time, I'd look at the mirror and think, I wish I could put fucking weight on though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just like that.
Yeah, and then I stopped smoking, and the weight came like a fucking hurricane.
Yeah.
I was like, 1 minute I could see a 6-pack, and then it feels like next minute I was sitting on my nuts when I got in the car, constantly had heartburn.
Fucking hell.
Things looked smaller when I looked down. My feet got smaller. No, my belly's just come out. What is going on? Like,
body's just fold change.
Yeah. This is a perfect example of be careful what you wish for, because I wished for this, but not like this. Do you know what I mean? So then, like I said, I had my first child. I'm like, right, I need to sort this shit out. And then I fluctuated because I ended up starting smoking again. I think to about 1. So then that took it all back down. And that's what I think people don't realise, that smoking really affects your calorie intake. It's one of the weird things that smoking has effects on. So when people think, oh, I'm all right, I'm slim, rare, I think, well, do you smoke?
Yeah.
Stop smoking for 6 months to a year and watch your body change real fucking quick. And then I stopped smoking again because I had my second child, started vaping. I've stuck to it better. I've had a few relapses, but I've stuck to it a lot better. And then I started calorie counting. And then when I started calorie counting is when I started looking at food differently. Do you know what I mean? I started sort of looking at food like you look at finance. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I need to know the numbers. Because if the numbers go over this, the results aren't going to come.
I can't go over this. I need to stay at this boundary.
Yeah. So like my calorie deficit's at like 2,800, but unfortunately I'm always in takeaways. So
that's
makes it
not cool. And cheat day. One cheat day.
Yeah, one cheat day would be great, but
cheat day.
4 cheat days become right. You're putting weight back on, boy.
Yeah.
And it's right shit because takeaways aren't required to show you the nutritional information.
No.
And even if they wouldn't make it consistent. Do you know what I mean? Like you could go to a takeaway and get a small fries every day for a week, and I guarantee it's way different every time. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So, like, the takeaway that I'm generally always at, when I get something, like, if I get something that is like chips, I'm telling them, get me your scales. I need to know how much it is. I need to know and they get right frustrated when they're like, no, mate, you can wait until nothing's happening to get them out because you're in the way otherwise. So, like, big industrial scales.
What's your favourite takeaway?
Caribbean Spice, London Road.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I love
Jamaican
food.
I love Jamaican food.
Love Jamaican food. King Kev, amazing. It's really weird as well because like my dad's side of the family, which is from Sheffield, when I like used to rave at the time about it, like it's shit. It's shit because he's gone too commercial. He's catering to as a business rather than someone who loves to cook.
Like
do you know what I mean?
Do.
Yeah, and I'm like, but that's business. Do you know what I mean? And if he wants to expand his business, he's going to have to make certain adaptations. But to someone like me, who's not like exclusively grew up on that food, do you know what I mean? I only like when I did see my dad now and then, or like if my mum cooked it, that was my like standard. So then when I've realised, the Jamaican takeaways, that was like it completely blew me out of water to the point where I'm thinking, I'm going every week, but I'm at £10 at minimum for like a meal. But that meal was amazing. You know what I mean? You're getting rice, you're getting your steamed veg, you're getting your meat dish. I always got 2 dumplings.
Yeah, always.
Like, his dumplings are just absolutely amazing. I remember I tried making dumplings once and they came out like fucking donut balls. Right. I told my dad, he was like, did you put fucking baking powder in it? Like, yeah. Like, you didn't need to do that. So I'm like, well this is what it said. Yeah, this is what the recipe said, man. You know what I mean? I looked online and I did what it said. This is how it came out. But that were, I was sort of proud of that meal because I attempted a Jamaican meal.
And it's heritage.
Yeah. It's one thing that I'm very happy that this is the heritage I've got. Do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't like German cuisine don't pop to people's mind when you say think of foreign food that's had an influence on England. 100%. Do you know what I mean? You probably think of Indian, Chinese, Italian, Jamaican, because you think of takeaways. Do you know what I mean?
You just think of takeaways straight away. But even Scandinavia, things like that, that's all hyping up.
Yeah,
There's loads of different nuts and crannies now that are hyping up, and the UK is being accessible for it.
Yeah, that is, and again, I think that's one thing that, it's a very touchy subject, but this is a positive of immigration. It's bringing different cuisine to our doorstep.
Yeah.
And fucking England was built on immigration. Don't care what you say, yeah. You trace your lineage far enough and you're going to realise, oh shit, they came from Denmark, or they came from Rome, or they came from Greece. Because we were invaded so many times throughout history. Do you know what I mean? We had so many settlers. But the cuisine that comes with immigrants is needed. Because generally, throughout history, passed
down from the
English, national English food was pretty dog shit. It was pretty bland.
It was very bland.
And like if you look like between like World War I and World War II, English cuisine was awful. Like literal awful because we didn't have the resources to make food.
Cheap cuts and
all the money went to the war effort. All the good food went to soldiers. Do you know what I mean? And that would have been a time where we probably did have certain dishes and improvements on because of what we had.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
And what
then,
we had, what was accessible.
Yeah, and then World War II happened, and then probably went all back out the window. But then, how many people came in after the wars? Probably aided that. Because again, we're getting cuisine from other people who came and helped. Do you know what I mean?
Like a lot of the royals, and obviously I watched a few videos where it does go back in decades of where Michelin star food has come from, and a lot of it is you're looking at game, you're looking at using offcuts like cheek, slow braising procedures. I mean, I think there was one Michelin star dish where there was this very expensive chicken, which was black chicken, and it was cooked in a pig's bladder bag.
Nice.
Poached. And then the chef would then, after it's poached, carve the chicken from the bone and then stuff it, and then use morels and use finer produce. But then that was, yet again, it's chicken cooked in a pig's bladder bag.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you couldn't tell someone that nowadays and think that's going to make them imagine a dish that sounds nice. Do you know what I mean? But again, what I found is, so I went to Poland years and years and years ago when I did my youth work apprenticeship. And when I was looking on the menu, I was purposely looking for things that I knew I wouldn't get. Mm-hmm. And I seen some, it was stomach a la Nelson, and I didn't know what that meant. Okay. And I was like, I want that. What the fuck is that? Give me that. Yeah. And the person came over and was like, that's tripe. Again, I didn't know what tripe was. I'm like, give me, I want that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but I imagine it's going to look nice when it's in a plate in front of me. Yeah. And unfortunately, they didn't have that. So I think I had some sort of chicken. It was sort of like a Kiev, but it was more oblong. I don't remember the filling, but I remember the taste of it. It was absolutely amazing. It sort of was like Kiev. It had that garlicky taste, but I don't think it was. The consistency was liquid. I think it might have been stuffed with something else. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like sausage meat. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because it had a bit of smoke and a bit of garlic. It was absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. And then when I came back, my tutor said, if you want to try tripe, I'll buy you tripe. All right, cool beans. She bought me a jar of it. I'm like, no, man.
You don't want that.
No. I wanted it on a dish presented from a chef. Like, I'm not, like, what, you think I'm going to sit and get a fork and start eating this? And I cracked it open and I went, nope.
Here's a side of beef tongue as well.
This is going to my dog, man. Like, this is madness. Yeah. But I always try. I always risk it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hate when people, I don't like that. Have you tried it? No.
I hate it.
How do you know you don't like it? Because at some point, your favourite dish you had not tried. Do you know what I mean?
You don't even know
and I argue with people constantly on this, that you literally have to try new things.
Even if it puts you out your comfort zone, I always just say, just try it. If you don't like it after you've tried it, fair enough. The point's proven, you don't like it. But if you've not tried something to begin with, like, you have no concept, you have no reasoning by it, so you make no sense, basically.
Yeah. My wife's little sister, she's terrible for it. Don't like that. Or like, she'll be on the phone to her and like, she'll be at another family member's house. And so I'm making this, and then the sister will say, I don't like that. And then Jordan will say, you've had that at mine and you like it. It's like, well, I like the way you make it. You didn't know until I did it. You know what I mean? Or what gets me every time, she'll ring her and say, we're ordering a Chinese. What did I have? You didn't even pay enough attention to know what you had.
What you was eating, digesting. Yeah,
like you don't even know what it's called. Like, that's just an unbelievable amount of freaking dumbness and ignorance to food. Like,
classic comment, which I hate, that burns me to the soul, which I've heard a relative use once, and I literally had to leave the room. Food is food.
No. Oh, no.
Food's food.
Oh, no.
I'm like, right. My 20 years have just wasted this food.
Yeah. And you could apply that to anything when people say, well, it's just music, innit? Like, I remember when dubstep became, like, sort of commercial with, like, Skrillex and stuff. And we were like, it's just noise. And I'm like, that is literally music. Yeah, it's just noise that you've layered and organised to make a specific noise at the end. It's just noise. like when I used to smoke weed, and then obviously like it sort of got out of control and different genetics and strains and names. It's just weed. It's not
dimensions of everything.
Yeah, like everything has purpose with something.
I think it's just stupidity.
It's
just stupidity for that comment to be used in anything.
Like, it's just a car. Well, I'm going to put a Lamborghini and a fucking Toyota in front of you, and you're going to tell me this car's.
Yeah.
No, one has literally thousands more time and money put into making it than the other. You know what I mean? And then you talk to them about like something they're interested in.
Oh,
and you use it back
different
to
than
them,
into
and then
different than
yeah, now you know how I feel. And again, I've got having kids, trying to instill that. Don't say it's just this, yeah, because it's been made by someone to be specific to what it is. So try it. You know what I mean? Listen to this song. Try this program. Try this food.
enjoy the time with it.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah,
the time they've spent with it, whether, like I said, it's music, food, even a cinematic.
yeah,
Either way, producing, it's time. Someone's put the hard work and effort into it. So just appreciate just the hard work and effort put
yeah,
into something.
yeah.
That's it.
And again, through me doing this myself, it made me appreciate other content creators so much more. Do you watch? You heard of Jimmy the Giant?
No.
So he's an English creator, and he's done a lot of videos on like the progression of England from like the working class, the hierarchy, like minimum wage, immigration, and I don't know. I just stumbled on. I must have been in a rabbit hole and I stumbled on his channel. And then since I've started doing this, I appreciate his videos so much more because I watched when he was doing the editing himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair dues, mate. Like, to do this, like, I couldn't imagine having a full-time job and trying to do this. Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
No.
if you got like an average 9 to 5, and again with kids, you're
tired. You're already burnt out when you're done at 5.
You're literally going to work through burnout to try and produce something. But this is the economy we're in. You've got to do that nowadays.
You have
know
to.
what I mean?
You have to push yourself.
Or you've got to find an industry that isn't going anywhere, like food or mechanics, trade, something like that, and be passionate about it to sort of move up to prove that you're worth more than minimum wage. So I couldn't imagine now like trying to get quote unquote get a job. My CV's dog shit. Yeah, I remember when we were doing CVs in college and they're like, you need to try and make it stand out. Do you know what that said to me? Make the font a different colour. So my CV's blue.
Oh.
And that probably got my CV thrown in the bin so much more than it got people to actually read it. I went back over it recently. I'm like, how did I ever get a job? How did I ever get a job with this CV?
What about when you used to walk up with it and you hand it over? Oh, here you go.
The last time I did that, it were at Jumping at Parkgate.
Yeah.
I was like, right, this is all me. Yeah, I'm around young people and I'm doing something that's very physical. And I went in and I said, excuse me, manager here. Staff brought manager down. Give him a CV. I said, listen, I would love to work here. I explained the situation. And he called me into office. We had a chat. And I left feeling pretty confident. Never a knockback. Oh. And then when I had my kids...
You built me up there. I thought, you got it.
I fucking wish. And then when I had my child and I started going myself, and I'd go, and I'd watch the staff, and I'd just think, you're just hiring young people because you can pay them the literal legal minimum amount, and they don't fucking do all. You know what I mean? They literally just stood talking to each other. I ain't seen one member of staff touch a trampoline. If that were me, I imagine management would be telling me, fucking get off.
Get off the trampoline.
Like, no, I'm showing these kids how to bounce correctly because that waiver that you make them sign and that video you make them watch don't do shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I've watched it. Yeah, I've looked at the screen. Watching it is a different story. Do you know what I mean? And I did a trampolining course years ago in school when Ofsted used to come.
Yeah.
Because I was one of the challenging pupils. So when Ofsted come, I left. Yeah, and they'd send me to do mad shit. And they sent us to Ponce Forge to do trampolining on the like Olympic trampolines. So I learned a basic knowledge of like health and safety around trampolines. So when I seen that jumping open, I would genuinely, I'm like, this is for me. Like, this is really, really for me. And I was devastated that I didn't get it. But now they've changed it.
I'm good for you now as well.
Now it's like fucking, like a massive inflatable.
Oh, yeah, like a soft play.
It's like,
bouncy soft play.
Yeah, bouncy castles are all fun and that. But, you know, if you want to actually bounce,
use a trampoline.
you've got to have, and it was shit. But you never know. Things like that.
Who knows? You might be jumping in Sheffield. They can.
The one at Meadowhall was really good. That was a really good upgrade from the one in Parkgate. But then, as my eldest we're getting older, I thought, right, we'll start expanding out. And we went to a place in Doncaster called Flip Art.
Oh, right,
which is another, a business of a trampoline park. This is good. It's got a foam pit. It's got one of them like gladiator beams where you freaking have a fight on that. It's got a bit of a inflatable bit. And then we had a look again, and there's one in Leeds. The one in Leeds is ridiculous. It is huge.
Yeah.
It feels like you walk into metal walls. Like, it is massive. You walk in. There's like an arcade that's like bigger than the arcade at Meadowhall now. That you walk straight into.
Yeah.
You walk in line, you pay, you go through a door, and it's just this massive. It's probably about as big as this floor in this car park. And then you've got like all slides and a massive ball pit on your left. There's a mini roller boots ring and the drift tracks.
Yeah.
A track on one side. There's a mini football pitch. Then there's loads of trampolines on your left. There's like a dodgeball bit. There's basketball nets. There's an airbag, for you to jump off like platforms. There's a zip line in it.
Jesus.
Then there's like a freaking crash course on one side, and then at the back is a giant inflatable bit. It's like, I think it costs like 70 quid for like 3 people to go and go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then there's food on top, so you can easily spend 100 quid there. Even more if you're going to let your kids be daft and do arcades. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's another 20 quid.
Yeah, 20 quid probably get fucking 4 goes on something. I'm like, this is great. Again, the staff around there, man, they're just... The younger staff make me feel like I should be 50, not 30. Because I'm like, look at these fucking young people. I don't give a fuck.
We all literally just moaning like we did.
Yeah.
And Dad's used to moaning. We're like, shut up, grow up.
They just sit there and do fuck all.
They have nothing about them.
Yeah.
It's a blank canvas.
I think if you're going to work at somewhere like this, in my eyes, if you're going to work anywhere with young people, play area, school,
energetic.
You need to have energy and you need to go thinking, I'm going to engage with people and hopefully improve their experience.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I had when I used to work in nightclubs. Even when I was a glass collector, I'm like, I am here to do a job, but part of my job is to enhance your experience. Do you know what I mean?
To make you stay.
Yeah.
To make you have fun.
Yeah. So if it means, there's a glass behind you and I freaking do a little dance battle in front of you and then ask you to move, you're going to laugh and you're going to move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then you're going to go get another drink.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And
you stayed a bit longer.
And I couldn't imagine doing certain jobs. But I couldn't imagine having like any job and not being passionate about it. Do you know what I mean?
And I think it's our generation. I think it's a generation.
It is, and I don't
know where it went wrong, but it's gone wrong somewhere.
Do you know what it is? I think they just, like the younger generation want to be the world's worst gangsters. Like they just want to be extremely violent and they want to publicise it. I feel it's like that. They've took us moaning about work too literal. And they've not listened to when we said, but you know what? Today were a good day because, or I had a good interaction with this person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They've just took, work's that shit, and why should I be after doing it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I understand. Again, I mean, we've been young people, but you've got to realise that you've got to have some sort of enjoyment when you're earning income. Otherwise, you'll just turn up and you'll just hate everything about it. I remember when I used to work in like pubs instead of nightclubs, and like because it was so a lot calmer atmosphere.
Quiet.
I don't know. Oh my God, really? Today's just gonna be a day of fucking cleaning, pulling pints for locals, and they're fucking boring. and people knew. Do you know what I mean? My face comes with subtitles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm feeling, how I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
So I understand, but then I think, well, then. It falls on us. It falls on the older ones to then show them. Do you know what I mean?
Because then what aspirations have they got then?
Exactly.
To do better or to do...
To even work. To earn a living.
Or to get that, like what we spoke about previously, about the passions that we both gained in different industries.
Yeah.
They need to get that somehow.
Yeah. Be it, be anything.
You can't just die with us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Like that's what it is with me. I couldn't imagine dying and literally just being in another grave.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, here lays Farron Forrester, husband, father, son. No, mate.
Yeah.
It better be in fucking old school graffiti writing. Yeah.
I bet it needs to be in blue though, just like the CV.
No, that was just a bad choice. If it were up to me, I'd have it like multicoloured, like fucking like the Balamory set. Do you know what I mean? Like the houses.
Yeah.
Here lies Fizzy Fazzy Foo Foo. Yeah. His kids thought he was a twat. He got on his wife's nerves, but people loved him.
People loved him. That's got to be the last phrase.
Yeah, he was loved. He will be missed. Rest in peace. Fuck all that shit, yeah. It better be funny. Well, people, I don't even want a grave to be honest, want to be cremated. But I'll have a plaque or some shit somewhere that says,
very cool.
Remember Fizzy Fazzy Foo Foo, yeah, that used to make you laugh on the internet? He liked this bench. He hopes you like this bench as well.
And it's coloured in. Just for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, and it's multicoloured because again, life needs some fucking colour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I said about that Jimmy the Giant, he did an episode on like the architecture of England and how fucking bland it's got.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like the architecture that we had, like before World War One, was so much nicer. There were character, there were passion in it. Do you know what I mean? And now it's just grey, red,
brown,
square buildings.
Yeah,
you know
all the same size.
Fucking hell, they had to remake this fucking this car park and make it nicer.
It's still not looking any nicer.
No, it's still a fucking layered box, but at least it's colourful.
Yeah,
at least it's colourful. It's only a fucking cage of people kept chucking themselves at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
welcome to Rotherham.
Yeah, welcome to. So, what piece of advice would you give to the 16-year-old who's, let's say, just come out of comp and said to themselves, I really liked food tech? Yeah, what advice would you give to that person?
Oh, good question. My advice would be, no matter how hard it is, stick at it. Get your head down, concentrate. Try not to, obviously, use this briefly, try not to be distracted, but always see the end sort of goal. If you want to do well in food, put yourself out there, put yourself into it. Cook for your friends, cook for your friends' family. No, I'm not saying it's like guinea pigs, but get yourself out there, get your head down, and if whatever you put into it, you will get out of it. So you put 100% into it, you get 100% out of it. You put 10% into it, you get 10% out of it. So put 100% into it and believe in yourself. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. It's funny because it's just so universal.
Yeah.
It can be used for literally anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that concept can be used in every aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, get what you want out of it, but 100% if you love food, want to learn more, want to crack the code. Like I said, I've been chefing for 20 years and it's took me 15 years to crack the code properly. But I've done it now. It will come. Be patient. You will work in some hard places. Hours will be tough. Your social life will take a hit on it, but still keep going.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot for taking time out of the.
No, it's fine, mate.
20% of your day off, and
it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll go and do some menu planning.
Yeah. Why not? I've got editing to do.
We'll both do some editing.
Yeah, we've both got to do work at some point.
Yeah. I might have a pint of lager though while I'm doing it.
Have a lager. What?
Pint of Cruz Campo, I reckon.
I don't think I've had it.
It's nice.
Do you know what I've tried recently that I like?
Go on.
Blue Moon.
Yes.
Blue Moon's nice.
With the orange in it.
Yes, yeah.
Gotta have the orange.
Yeah, that's nice.